Hello everyone, my name is Kent Ballard and welcome to part 2 of the Disconnected Dad series titled Fear of Failure. In part 1 we dealt with identity, the quiet confusion that creeps in when a father is absent or emotionally distant. When you don't hear a voice saying, son, you start to question your place in the world. But after identity comes, the next battle often is fear of failure. Once you begin to uncover who you are, there's a deeper question that rises. What happens if I try and fail? If you've never been shown how to fail and still be loved, failure becomes something more than a moment. It becomes a verdict. Many men live limited lives, not because they lack the ability, but because no one ever showed them how to fail and get back up with their dignity intact. Stick with me. The truth is, a lot of men would rather stay average than risk failure. Why? Because when we were never shown how to fail and still be accepted, so we stay safe, we play small, and we silently self-destruct. Let's dive into point number 1. Without risk modeling, failure becomes shameful. If your father never modeled how to take wise risks or how to recover after a loss, then failure becomes something toxic instead of a tool. You weren't just afraid to mess up, you were afraid that if you failed, it meant you were broken. If your father was emotionally unavailable, he might have taught you without words that silence or withdrawal is what happens when life gets hard. So instead of learning to try again, you learned to retreat. Bell Hooks once said, when men are emotionally crippled, they cannot grow. And she was right. A man who never saw another man fail and recover has no blueprint for courage. If you never saw healthy failure, it's likely you've mistaken safety for success. Point number 2, you fear being exposed, not just being wrong. It is not the failure itself that scares many men, it's being seen as a failure. When your father never affirmed your worth, you begin tying your identity to performance. Mistakes don't feel like lessons, they feel like judgment. So you become driven by perfectionism, not purpose. And every time you miss the mark, even a little, it doesn't just hurt your ego, it shatters your sense of value, especially if your father was critical or only showed attention when you succeeded. You grew up believing love was conditional. That mindset becomes a prison, and you don't try unless guaranteed to win, and that's no way to live. Richard Rohr said, if a man does not experience his own deep inadequacy, he will always be looking to prove himself, often at the cost of others. Let's be clear. If you're afraid of being seen in your weakness, you'll spend your life hiding from your strength. Point number 3, learning requires failing. Here's where truth breaks the cycle. God never required you to be perfect, only present and willing. He's not threatened by your mistakes. He's not surprised by your struggle. He's not even disappointed by your process. Isaiah 41:10 says, fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. This wasn't spoken to perfect people. It was spoken to people who felt weak, afraid, and overwhelmed. God is saying, I've got you, especially when you fall short. Not after you succeed, but during your failure. He upholds you, not with condemnation, but with grace and strength. My journey has been marked by many loud failures. There were many times when I led from insecurity, loved from fear, and worked to be seen instead of working from wholeness. I tried to earn what God gave freely, but over time, God broke the lie that said, you have to be flawless to be faithful. He allowed me to fall, but never allowed me to hit the ground. Each time, he met me not with rejection, but with reassurance. Brene Brown said, vulnerability is not winning or losing. It's having the courage to show up when you can't control the outcome. Bro, let that sink in. God's presence is the safety net, that frees you to try again. Your fear is not truth. It's a voice formed by absence. Let God's voice be the louder voice. Let his hand be the one that steadies you. You don't have to stay stuck. Failure is not the final, and it's not your identity. So get back up, try again, and let grace be the reason you keep moving forward. Hey, stay tuned for part 3.
Yeah, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will feel no evil, you are with me. My mind is my tool, rely on you, got it, nobody else. Swear the devil when he try to tempt me like